if I made a body butter in the shape of a penis? And then it melts.
Oh my God, you rub the dick down.
You rub the dick down.
I hate both of you.
Oh my God, am I grossing AJ out for once? Yes!
No.
Well, we are here. And
We are.
it is a Wednesday.
I love how you open this. Sorry. I love how you
What?
open this and the first video just says, "A quiet place, old man screams the PS2 startup sound." Like, welcome to YouTube.
That is a welcome
I would
to YouTube.
click on it because I'm curious, but I don't want to fuck up our
Save it
thing.
for later.
I mean, I can't. If I click it, it's gonna. I'll have to do this. Okay. Can we?
Yeah, you can do the thing.
Okay.
Now.
Now I'm gonna redo that part.
Okay.
Okay. So we're here.
Hi.
And it's Wednesday. It's a brand new episode.
is.
Sushi's rubbing makeup into her nostrils.
That's right.
I don't know.
You don't know what that means,
It's
do
not
you?
for you, AJ. It's for me.
I know, but it's just why you gotta go in. Like, why's it gotta go down here?
Because that's where I want to shade and contour.
Yeah,
my
but
light.
People can't
dumbass.
see it unless they're like up under you.
No, that's the whole point of
I
shading.
can see it.
God.
And you're like 4'1". Nobody's gonna be under you.
You know,
Like-
AJ,
That's
if
true.
you were
Why does my height have to come into
You know,
this?
AJ, if you were a true artist, you would know all about shading and contouring, now wouldn't you?
I've never called myself an artist. So we have this. Plus, I can't do art because I'm colorblind. We've been through this. Every time I try,
I've seen it with my own eyes. It was pretty funny.
every time I try, everybody's like, okay, I might make a shape, but then everyone else needs to do the colors.
You know, I will say this. I will say that AJ is getting a lot better at cooking beef. Whereas before,
Okay.
he was not good at cooking the beef because it was always raw.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
So he's
Like a long time ago.
He's gotten a lot better at like being able to see the texture of it a little bit and getting
Okay.
used to like
Yeah.
seeing that.
It's genuinely hard. I'm not stupid. It's just hard to see the red.
No, I didn't
in
say
it.
you were stupid.
I'm saying that to the fucking audience.
Oh.
Because
Oh.
I hate talking about my colorblind shit because it always becomes like a thing that I feel like I have to fucking explain the whole ordeal for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't see the red in beef. So it's very hard to cook beef because I can't tell if it's actually done or not because it just looks brown. So it just looks like, or whatever I see, it just looks like beef color.
I mean, it's things like
Okay.
that like I didn't even really think about until you told me, right? So like I went on a research binge of like how do other colorblind people how did they learn to cook?
you have temperature, you have thermometers. and shit.
yeah. How did you learn to cook if you live by yourself? Like how do you cook? Certain things, and that was what a lot of people were saying was like they either use a thermometer constantly or they got used to the visual like appearance, like the texture of certain meats, and that's how they know. But it's just it's something that I didn't even think about until AJ told me.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff with that too. Like I actually didn't think about this until I had a conversation with my mom at one point where she asked me what color I think peanut butter is.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh, what color
apparent-
do you think peanut butter is?
I mean, again, I can't really explain it, but I mean, to me, it's always been like green, I guess. So
Okay.
I don't know what color do you see peanut
Like
butter as?
like an army green, like a military kind of green?
I guess, yeah. What color do you see peanut butter as? Like when you look at
It's like it's like a camel color. Like it's kind of like the color of my skin.
Yeah.
Do I look green to you,
No,
AJ?
you don't look green. Not unless I look at your Twitter. Like,
right. There I'm green, but am I green right now?
no. But it's specifically
Okay,
peanut
because
butter.
I'm kind of the color of peanut butter.
Weird. Yeah, I mean, you would look totally different if you slathered peanut butter on your face. Go grab some peanut butter, put it on your face real quick.
I absolutely will not do that.
I just took a sip and that was a mistake.
I'm not rubbing peanut butter on my face for free.
That could be the look.
Here's my Venmo.
This could be the look you would look for. You just call it
My Cash
long hair
App.
peanut butter face.
Here's my Cash App.
Lord.
That is different, but for free, I don't know.
So we have some some comments on our YouTube here. So if you guys didn't know, if you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, thank you so much for listening over there. But if you ever want to leave us comments, you can also find us on YouTube, where people do leave us comments from time to time. So you could be those people, or you could just send us emails. Either way. So we got 3 different comments here. One of them is from the beloved Bonnie Dimples. So always coming through. He has in quotes. This is from our Vegeta episodes. She's not Vegeta. They're the minisode. Oh no, that's actually the full episode. Yeah, she's not Vegeta. Says, sorry, babe. I don't think this can work out. You just don't have what I'm looking for in a partner. You see, you're a really great person, but you just aren't Vegeta. Maybe if you spike your hair up and add a bit of rasp to your voice, you could start to meet my expectations. But frankly, I just don't see you firing off Gallic guns and achieving SSJ2, let alone SSJ1. Therefore, I can't see us living life together and making little trunks or two. Sorry if that hurt your feelings.
Literally all of that went over my head.
I don't know what any of that means, but I agree.
Yeah.
That was our episode about the guy who...
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't know what SSJ2 and...
Super Saiyan.
Oh.
So on that same episode, though, we have this is a comment from Spark Wolf, and this was about the dinner party pooping rules, right?
Oh, yes. Okay.
So Spark Wolf says, I didn't grow up with any knowledge of UDPPR. So I'm assuming I don't know where the UD came from, but every house I've lived in didn't have a restroom anywhere near the dining room. So I'm questioning what sort of civil engineer designed a restroom to be close to the dining room. I also grew up with a father whose restroom needs showed up last second. So anybody having to run to the restroom mid anything is relatively normal.
Right.
And that's the thing too. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, why would you ever use the bathroom there? But some people, you just gotta fucking go to the bathroom, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, yeah, you don't want to have to run to the, like, all the way up. Like, what if you got to go and you're run up the flight of stairs first? Like, you want to make this, like, 60-year-old man run up a flight of stairs so he doesn't shit himself? That way you can entertain your guests, Debbie. And we got one final comment from Act Fast. This is on our Did You Poop in My Pants episode.
Did you poop in my pants?
Says, why do pirates always try to find plunder when the real treasure was the friends they made along the way? Also, Dave left a comment on the same thing that says, how dare you, with a bunch of exclamation points. And I'm assuming it's how dare you as in poop in my pants. But
How dare you?
how dare you?
How dare
My
you
pants again.
accuse me of pooping in my own pants when I just accused you of pooping in my pants? How dare you?
One of us pooped in my pants, and we need to get to the bottom of this.
And I need answers.
It's on the back of my thigh.
need
and I know it's
answers.
not mine. But it's been there all day.
Just kidding, it was chocolate.
Just kidding. I'm just a really messy eater.
I'm slightly disgusting.
I'm just a fucking slob. My bad. So, who wants to go first with the Am I the Assholes this week?
Sam, you got a good one? You look mischievous.
Yeah, Sam. This was yours. I got it.
Okay. Mine's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole for keeping a portrait of me above the mantle?
First, just from the title, no.
I've always wanted one of those portraits done where it's like the overly dramatic ones where like the person's like fucking like wrestling a fucking bear or a tiger or whatever. They're taking a bull by the horns.
I literally want me as an old sea captain.
Yeah.
I think you should get that.
I want it so fucking bad, and I want to put it in the bathroom so that anybody like who walks in the bathroom is like, oh god, I gotta shit underneath this fucking like
Sea Captain Sam.
Sea Captain Sam photo.
You know what you could do? You could put like a light costume on and edit it, to make it, you know what I mean?
I need this. Someone commission this for me.
It needs to be like an oil painting. With
Yes.
But
Or, like,
you can that's like a filter thing that you could do. You can like edit it a little bit to make it look like a Renaissance painting kind of.
and I definitely want to have like that nice like fucking raincoat that they always have on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta have the pipe too.
I want
But you
a
could
pipe.
Photoshop all that in and then put the like oil painting effect over it. Oh my god. Yes, do this.
Okay.
I need to see that. I want one.
Come into the store.
Okay. I, 22 female, kind of got to a point where I realized I could just buy whatever I want. Something I've started doing is commissioning portraits of myself in different styles. I don't really have any expensive hobbies, so they're kind of my thing. My friend, 22 male, moved in last month. We were talking in my room this morning, and he told me the nude painting of me in there makes him uncomfortable. The thing, I'm a huge prude. It's supposed to be like, I'm gonna fuck this up. Maybe you can get this. La Maja Desnuda.
I'm not sure what that is. Yeah.
La Maja Desnuda, and it's completely non-sexual. I didn't look it up. I should have looked it up. I'm assuming that it's a little bit abstract. Maybe it's a nude painting, but it's a little bit of abstract in it. I don't know.
Okay.
So honestly, though, I realized that even if I saw a non-sexual painting of somebody naked in their house, it would make me uncomfortable too. So I took it down and put it in my closet.
It's the paint me like one of your French girls kind of pose.
Oh.
Where they're just just a woman on their back.
Okay,
looking off,
it's non-sexual.
Kind of like.
So yeah, it's non-sexual, but it is them naked. So yeah. So she took it down. Now, he's told me the way the fully clothed portrait of me over the mantle is placed, looking down on everyone, makes him also feel uncomfortable. I honestly put it there to be a bit funny, like I'm an 1800s matriarch, but I also unironically love it. I told him I wasn't willing to take that one down, and he said that's a stupid hill for me to die on. I want to make my house as comfortable for him as possible. He's my friend, and he's going to be paying rent. But I really love that thing. Am I the asshole for keeping it up?
I think he should get his own also, and maybe he'll feel better about it. I think it's hysterical and get more.
I don't think this person's an asshole at all. I mean, I think it gets a little weird if you're like hang naked photos of yourself up, even if it's like a artistic one, just because like that's me. I think it's a little weird.
But then she took it down.
No, yeah, but I mean, it's still weird.
Yeah.
Like whether she took it down or not, it's still
like put that in your bedroom or something.
Well,
you know,
it's weird to be like, okay, so I'm gonna have this person move in with me and not think maybe they're not. Maybe it's a little weird that I have this naked photo of me hanging above the mantelpiece.
Right. Okay. Sure.
But it's not. It's weird does not mean bad. It just means that's a little weird. That's a little that's a weird thing. It doesn't mean that makes her an asshole, or nor does it mean she's a bad person or anything. It's just like
it's just like
it's
chill.
Like you said, it's funny. It's just a weird. It's just funny. It's a weird thing. I do think that it's kind of amusing to have like a photo of like you like sternly looking down at everybody, because it reminds me of that show we watch with the British people. Taskmaster. Yeah, if you guys have never seen Taskmaster, oh my God, Sushi, please watch Taskmaster.
It's fucking hilarious.
You can look up on YouTube, just like
they have full episodes on
YouTube. Just it's really fucking good. They just take a bunch of it's a like I guess you would call it a game show, but just a bunch of British comedians.
It would be like Whose Line Is It Anyway, but
British, but funny.
But funny, okay.
Yeah, they just make them do like weird shit or whatever, and it's just a funny show. But anyway, the main guy, like he has all these portraits of himself, like sternly looking down because he's the taskmaster, and that's kind of what I imagine for that.
Yeah,
I think that'd be funny to go into someone's house and see them like, oh, that's me.
I think it's hysterical that they have portraits of themselves all over the place. I think that's funny. That's kind of my sense of humor. If he's like weird, like really weirded out about it, I think it's a weird thing to be weirded out. Okay, the naked one, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah. But the other ones where it's like a joke, like do you not get the joke? But okay, let's get you one too, so you don't feel left out and that I like have more of real estate than.
I love how he's like, this is a stupid hill to die on. It's a stupid hill for you to die on. This is my house.
For you to die on.
This is my house. I already took down one fucking painting.
Yeah.
Right. Like, bro.
But I understand, like, you know, if he just wants to feel more like equal, like, okay, let's both decorate. I live here also. Like, I get that. But see the humor in that particular situation. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. The naked one is the only one where like, okay, that's a little weird. And she even said, she even said like, if I went to someone's house and I saw something like that, I'd feel a little uncomfortable. I totally get that. But the fact that he's feeling weird about the other one, it's like, dude, who cares?
Just
like,
get a sense of humor, dude.
Yeah.
Are you mad? Get one of yourself.
Right?
Put them next to each other. They'll stare at each other.
God, okay, but seriously, what a 22-year-old thing to say. I got to the point where I realized I can buy whatever I want.
I love it. Money's meaningless and made up.
But yeah, I don't think in any way that this person is definitely not the asshole in any way.
No,
It's
like, I don't know.
like I said,
I think it's funny.
Get a sense of humor. Like, who cares? It's a stupid. I want to see it actually. I
want to see it.
I think
bet
this
it's
person
great.
needs to like. I wish they'd like posted the pictures of it because I want to see fucking this scornful photo of them. But I think that's
Yeah, they definitely didn't have any pictures. I really wanted to see it too. Maybe not
I just want to
the
see it
one, but
because
I want to see the 1800s matriarch photo.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to see. Is I want to see like the one that he's so bothered by. That's like, oh, I can't get my work done because you're sternly staring at me. Well,
oh God, I hate people with no senses of humor. You know, like laugh a little. It's a joke.
for speaking of people with no sense of humor, I have one that I think is somewhat similar. Not at all, but this person is stupid. So
Oh, I love it.
I picked this because I think they're a liar. And I'll get to I'll get to what I mean by that.
Okay.
As we get farther into the story, I forgot to move the dog's water, so I'm not sure if that's getting picked up by the mic at all. Maybe it is.
I don't hear anything, so I think you're good.
Okay. She's just having a good little drink over here. So.
She said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Am I the asshole for not letting my 9-year-old cousin use my Nintendo Switch, considering he never let me play video games with him? This is where 2 words in, and I found it fishy. I'm 21.
Okay. Okay.
So this is why I find this to be fishy, but
Good morning, gamers.
yeah, rise and grind.
Rise and grind, gamers.
I'm 21 and I just got my Nintendo Switch after several years of not having a console ever. I always liked video games but never got a console before. My uncle has 2 sons and 1 PS3. Most of the time I always asked my cousin, 9 years old now, to let me play for a bit. Now's, spelled with a Z, he took the a bit to an extreme and only allowed me to touch the console for 5 minutes. And if I died or was doing miserably wrong, he just took the controller and said, "Let me show you." Now, keep in mind, this is also riddled with typos. So U is Y-O-I. The whole like nows, N-O-W-Z. And so that this whole thing is riddled with typos.
Did a Zoomer write this?
And the whole thing, like, in the writing saying, like, if or was doing miserably wrong. Like, the way it's written was very off-putting to me. And not in like a, maybe English isn't their first language, but maybe they're a lot younger than 21 is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
And if I asked him to play, he just said he wants to play. I tried to ask him if it allowed me to play for just 1 bit by myself since I don't have a console at all, and he basically has one 24/7 for himself.
Was 21 a typo? Is he really 12?
No,
Maybe?
well, because he goes into the ages here.
Okay.
He just said, "But is my game and I want to play." Honestly, really pissed off, considering this happened, for example, since I was 19.
Never mind.
For example, this is exactly how he wrote it, by the way. So he was like 7, and this has always been a thing. Also, he's like that with everything, but I only had a phone and laptop, and he always got mad if I didn't let him play. Now that I have my own console that I can play, am I the a-hole, censored, for saying no to my cousin who is 9 now when he asks me to play when he asks me to play with the excuse this is not a game for kids probably, but they wrote probably.
Yeah.
For the moment, I only have Breath of the Wild, Wick, as in witch but spelled with a K, and my MIO is not for kids, but I don't know. Imagine thinking Breath of the Wild wouldn't be suitable for a child. So here's the thing. I'll get to the edit in a second. Either this person is in no way fucking 21, and this is a child writing this.
It probably is a child. Why would a 21-year-old be like hanging out with a 9-year-old like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or it's somebody that's special needs, which is very possible. That because they mentioned they mentioned somebody with their uncle, you know, like, and I was kind of like, well, why would it matter why are you talking about your uncle? I am more bordering onto the age thing because of the way it's written. You know, if it is special needs, that's a very real possibility. There are people who are 21, but like mentally they might be like more like a child, and they might have these types of reactions. But like you said, what 21-year-old is going to be hanging out with a 9-year-old? Let alone be writing posts about them, going, "It's not fair. I want to play video games. You're 21,
right.
dude." Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are basically saying like, you know, here's the thing, like. Yeah, it seems like you forgot that you are not his age. You are an adult. Don't be butthurt from the way a child acts. Just walk away. Right. If you want to teach him a lesson, teach him how adults should act as adults, not how adults are allowed to act as children. And that's the thing. Is like, you're an adult, dude. Like, this is it's a 9-year-old. Of course they're gonna whine and complain that you're not giving them what they want because they're a child.
Yeah.
Like. The edit update says, okay, after reading lots of comments, yeah, you're right. I feel like I'm being very immature with my cousin. Immature and unfair. Honestly, yeah, that always bugged me out because this has been ongoing thing since, well, he got his console. And yeah, I was just kind of bugged out because he acted in a very egotistical way. Since I was way younger, actually, yeah, this typos could be a good way to teach him a lesson in a more mature way. Like, it's just, this is not a 21-year-old. I would stake so much on it.
Yeah.
That this is not a 21-year-old. This has got to be a fucking kid. I think
it's
gotta be. Like, and the weird thing is I feel like I'm the only one in these comments who feels that way. Everybody else is like, well, you're 9, he's 9, you're 21, what are you doing? But I'm like,
at the same time, the way that they run the thread or they run the board is you work with the information you're given.
Yeah.
So that's why
we're going to assume that's true.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of people are saying, look, he's acting like a 9-year-old and you're not acting like an adult. That's why everybody's saying that, is because they have to work with the information. I would say I want more information. I'm leaning more towards probably a child who just got onto the fucking board. But what do I fucking know? You know, we have to work with the information we're given. I don't know. Some families are like that, where they just like.
I mean, I've definitely met some spoiled like 20-year-olds, 21 who do act like they run to their parents for stupid shit like this still, and it's like that does exist. So this could very well be one of those situations. But like something about this kind of fascinated me because. Like this person did say, I kept waiting to see that the ages were a typo and that his cousin was really 19 and not literally a 9-year-old, which to me, I'm like, I thought it was fucking a typo in the sense that like you were fucking 12 and not 21.
Yeah.
Like, but like.
You're a grown-ass adult with a grudge against a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Like there's just something about this that like I found it so interesting that like, and like I guess it makes sense the way you explain it with the way the board works, but like. To me, everybody's going on like you're the asshole this, but like nobody was like. To me, it's just there's something about reading that I was like, this is no fucking way. This can't be an adult.
True.
This can't be. Yeah. Like not even like the story. I believe is true, but this is the person who's. I mean, fuck. When we were all kids going in chat rooms, you fucking ASL 18. Here we are. You know, that's me.
Do they have any other posts? Is it a throwaway account?
It is.
It's not a throwaway account.
Oh, let's deep dive.
But that's also a thing a small child would do too, is not realize they need to make a throwaway account, right?
Because we could see everything that they comment on.
So I'll just read the title of this. The post itself is removed, but they have a thing in shower thoughts.
Okay.
And again, the writing, every end of their thought is like 3 periods.
Okay.
So again, that doesn't say anything about the age, but it kind of does. All video games are made so you win, ... There's no other path than winning. Even when you lose, the game gives you the shot of retry it and win now. Not just that, villains in games are doomed to suffer the shame and cruelty of defeat because no matter how, main character is born to win. And again, it's written.
Never played the Stanley Parable.
Or Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Or Dark Souls. That's all I'm hearing.
It's just, but it's just
I wonder why it was removed.
The way it's written is just.
Oh, nobody replied to it.
Yeah, the way it's written is just very. Again, there's something off about these. So I just found it interesting because I was like, I don't know. This doesn't seem like I don't think this person's an asshole. I think this person's either I think this person's a child.
Yeah.
So,
I think this person's probably like 12 and they want to seem more mature on the internet and, hang out in the adult forums, but don't realize how big of a difference 9 and 21 is. Like, that's not even a believable
And just with the way
age difference.
Yeah, the way with the type. I mean, like, obviously, listeners and Sushi, you're not seeing the typos, but just the way they're typoed, like,
right.
It's just things that, like, this is how a child would write or talk, and like, it's just the huge run-on sentences. So
yeah,
it's just one of those things. Like, I think this is a child who's trying to be more mature and stepping into the fucking wrong places on the internet. But
yep,
yeah. But definitely not an asshole, I would say. I think it's just a young kid.
This is somebody who belongs on the, not the Am I the Asshole board, but Am I the Butthole board?
Yeah. Am I the butthead?
Am I the butthead?
Yeah. Might be the butthead.
banana head.
So, I mean, that was mine. I just more or less found it interesting because of the structure of it all. Nothing like crazy or anger-inducing or anything like that. Just something different. But what have you got for us, Sushi?
Okay, well... Oh, mine's long. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my mother that the way I parent will never change? Oh, okay. I forgot that this is what this is about. All right. I'm 23 female, have 2 children, 5 and 3 years old. My style of parenting is not the most popular. One main thing of mine is I do not punish my kids. I ignore bad behavior and reward good behavior. Or if they're doing something wrong, I simply redirect them. It works amazing for me, and my children are both very well adjusted and behaved. Something else I do is give them full control over their own bodies. They decide how they want their hair, what clothes they wear, if they want to be touched or not, etc.
Okay.
My daughter has a shaved head, and she's honestly rocking it. My parents, specifically my mother, hate this. My sister had a wedding and asked them to wear formal clothes. My daughter wore a suit and my son wore a dress, which upset pretty much everyone. My sister was thankfully okay with it and said while she would have appreciated my daughter in a dress to be bridesmaid, she understood it was her decision to make, not ours. She didn't mind my son because he was a flower boy and said him wearing a dress fit the aesthetic better, so a win all around. Anyway, my mother is getting increasingly pissed off. She gets butthurt when she wants a hug and they say no, and I don't force them to hug her. She continues to buy my daughter feminine clothes that get promptly donated to charity and insists on buying my son boys' toys, which he never uses. This has become a huge problem. She's upset because she thinks my kids don't like her, and I explained they like her more if she just left them alone. They can talk, they have opinions, ask them how they're feeling, and work with that. Recently, this has progressed into her calling me a neglectful mother. Apparently, they'll never learn boundaries, which makes me laugh because she's the one who doesn't understand boundaries, but I digress. Apparently, they'll never grow up and will be bullied in school and become quote-unquote snowflakes. She also claims they'll become badly behaved once they grow up. I think she's being a bitch for trying to change the way I parent, and she thinks I'm driving a force between my kids and her. Am I the asshole? Edit. Since I posted this, I've gotten many, many comments. I apologize for not being able to reply to them all. Every comment I received could be placed into these categories. Someone who was neglected praising me and saying I'm what they wish they had, asked me to adopt them, which honestly warms my heart. You all deserve so much better, and I would adopt you if I could. Someone asked for parenting advice, which I'm more than happy to help out with. My number one tip is to just go with your gut. Be the parent you wished you had. Mistakes are okay. Apologize and move on. And finally, people who are telling me I'm creating monsters and I should burn in hell for all eternity, which is valid, I guess. My parenting works for me, and if it needs adjusting for them in the future, then I will adjust it. But my children are good kids. They aren't evil. They understand boundaries and consent more than your average child, so I'm really not worried about them in the real world. They'll be fine. And of course, I've had the odd bits of advice, which I also really appreciate. I've been informed the way I discipline my children isn't ignoring them. It's just a lesser known way. Negative punishment, positive rewards. I explained their bad behavior to my children and why it isn't good, and it's worked perfectly so far. If it needs adjusting in the future, I will do so. And I've had quite a few professionals tell me it's the preferred method to discipline, so I'm sticking with it for now. As for the wedding incident, I discussed everything with my sister, and we brought my daughter's suit/son's dress 2 months before the wedding. At first, she didn't like that my daughter wouldn't be wearing a dress, but I explained some personal things to her that I will not be putting on the internet, and we came to an agreement. So their daughter probably feels like they're trans. Which is fine. We came to agreement. She was a little upset, but said she'd rather have my daughter in the bridesmaid photos in a suit than not in them at all. By the time the wedding actually happened, she seemed very happy with it and wasn't upset as beforehand. I think she just needed time to adjust. And she asked my son to be in a dress. I was going to put him in a suit because tiny suits are adorable, but she specifically asked, and he was very happy to wear a princess dress. I'm not here to discuss my children's clothing or genders with you. That is between me and the actual professionals. Thank you for understanding. I think she kind of said what I was going to say. Sorry if you can hear the sirens.
Yeah,
please.
Okay.
I thought it was a dog.
I thought it was a puppy.
I thought it was a puppy too.
That's just the natural sounds of my habitat.
Yeah.
Police sirens. I think this lady voted for the mother voted for Trump.
Yeah.
I think that the OP pretty much said everything I would have said. The mother lacks boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
Children are very astute, and if they have a stranger danger feeling, like, you need to reflect on that.
What was the ultimate? Why does she think she's the asshole?
Because the mom said so, I guess.
For the parenting style.
Oh, for the parenting style.
So her mom, her own mom got in her head and made her second guess herself.
Yeah.
And made her feel bad or gaslit her into fucking feeling bad about her parenting style.
Yeah.
So she's
for not punishing bad behavior, but like uplifting good behavior, which that's an idea. Try. Everything's an experiment, right? So there's no book on parenting. So I think it's worth a shot.
Here's the thing. If your kids are healthy and happy, right, then you must be doing something right. And no one can really tell what's going to happen in the future in the sense of, in the future they're going to get bullied. You don't know that. In the future they're going to do this. You don't fucking know that because not everybody's going to have the same exact life, right? So this it's always these parents who this isn't how you were raised. Oh, well, I mean, we're different people. Let me raise my children the way I fucking want to. Just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean my view is as long as the kids are healthy and happy and you're not doing shit that's illegal, I don't give a fuck.
Who cares?
Yeah.
It doesn't affect anyone.
It doesn't affect me. What the fuck?
We're different people, but also we're in a different time.
Yes.
Things aren't the same as they were when we were kids, let alone when our fucking parents were kids. Shit is so much different now. And like I said, if the kids are healthy and they're not getting into some bullshit that kids are going to get into bullshit regardless, but if they're not getting into actual dangerous territory, who gives a fuck?
I certainly don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Wear whatever the fuck you want to wear. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Let me know what.
Wear a suit, wear a dress, fucking wear a bathing suit to a wedding. I don't give a fuck.
She even said that in the future, if it needs adjusting, she'd be willing to adjust to accommodate the situation. It sounds like she's got a good head on her shoulders, and her mom's just being a bitch.
Because it's not conforming to the way she would parent.
Exactly. It's not how she would do it.
She clearly has a problem with boundaries. So because she is not getting the attention or whatever that she wants, it doesn't matter that the kids feel weird around her. That's not the issue. It's she wants a hug and she wants her daughter to parent the way she would parent. It's back up, lady. Back up.
What is it with these older generation mothers and being a mom being their personality? They had their kids, they raised their kids, and then they want to raise everybody else's kids. You have no fucking other hobbies. Are you interested in literally anything else besides butting into people's fucking lives and how they handle their children?
You're right.
You can do other things. Being a parent is not a personality type.
Right.
But there's so many of these fucking moms that look down on their own kids. It's okay, well, you know what? You can flip that table real fast. If I'm raising my kids so incorrectly, Mom, maybe it's because you raised me incorrectly. This is how I turned out with your fucking parenting skills.
Right. So
what do you want?
let's try it a different way. Let's break the cycle. I don't know.
Yeah, we went with your
Novel
parenting skills
idea.
first time, and look at what a fuck up you think I am. Like, you're
Once any person uses snowflake unironically, I don't care about their argument about anything. Like you have two brain cells to rub together.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those situations that definitely 100% not the asshole here.
No.
No. And the verdict from Reddit was not the asshole.
Yeah.
That was like a nice. I liked it. I liked that post.
Don't let if your kids are healthy and happy, don't let anybody fucking change how your parenting is.
Yeah.
And like Sushie said, there isn't there's not like a set fucking rules on this is what you have to do to be a parent. Like, no. It's different strokes work for different folks, man. It's fucking whatever.
There's different personality types. There's different personalities between the parent and the children.
Yeah.
And what works for one kid may not work for another kid because they're not the same. Like, it's
there's a difference in like reading some baby books on how to like help prevent your baby from like reverse cycling and shit like that, like physical things that you need to know versus like the people who get so into reading these fucking parenting books, like how to handle your 10-year-old. I don't know, talk to them. They're fucking 10, like.
Right.
Right. See what they're interested in, learn from them in the same way they learn from you, because guess what? They're not spending all their time with you and they're around other kids. So they're getting other interests and they're learning more about things when you're not around, and you need to be involved in that, but only from a distance of going, okay, I understand what they're into, not I'm controlling what they're fucking into. Like,
I really like that this 5-year-old is questioning their gender, and instead of the parent like gaslighting them and saying that it's a phase or that they're crazy or whatever, they're like, okay, well, let's explore that. I like that.
I mean, who are they hurting?
Exactly. What does it matter? Why do other people care? Why do you care? Maybe it is a phase, and then okay, we explored it and we got that one out of we got it out of here.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not, and that's okay too.
Yeah. I mean, they're 5. They're
5.
That anything they do or say most likely isn't cemented in fucking stone. They're just fucking they're just doing they're just living their life. They're just doing what the fuck they want.
And they're 5. Gender shouldn't be an issue. They're blobs.
Yeah.
Who cares? They're basically amoebas.
Yeah.
So.
And hell, even at that age, you're probably still fucking going, okay, well, just come into the bathroom with me. It's a public restroom. I don't want you going in there alone. You know how many times my fucking mom took me into the fucking women's bathroom because she didn't want to just have me wander off into the men's bathroom alone. No one gives a fuck. It's a fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? So definitely not the asshole here.
No.
The mom is definitely a huge Trump supporter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's definitely a Trump supporter.
God damn it.
I love what we could just tell.
Well, even though you just took us on a roll, are you ready to take us on another roll for your layers of deception?
So, fam, we're doing Sushie's Layers of Deception, where I try to trick Sam and AJ. The gist is, we're trying to figure out if the headline I'm going to read is a real headline from a real source on the internet, or if it's an article from the satire site The Onion. All right. So now
I'm ready.
Got that out of the way? Here is the headline. Shy brothers in affluent suburb already feeling pressure to become amateur filmmakers.
That's The Onion.
That's The Onion.
That's The Onion.
It's The Onion, yeah.
Only because I think that the reason I'm able to call that is because The Onion does have a lot more broader type, it's not about like local, like this actual man, fucking Dave Whitesworth or whatever the fuck, like.
Yeah. And you're like, that really happened? Yeah.
Finally, I fucking got one.
I know.
You got one right. You finally got one right. Dover, Massachusetts, confessing that they'd been destined to become show business darlings since they were born into a wealthy family, Shy brothers Mark Anthony Weber told reporters Tuesday they were already feeling pressure to become amateur filmmakers. Growing up as introverted, soft-spoken siblings with a keen eye for minutia in an affluent suburb, there's a certain expectation that you're going to grow up, get BFAs from Tisch, and then win a grand jury prize at Sundance, said Mark, adding that people often assumed the brothers had used their elementary school years to brainstorm the funny yet disturbing art house classic that would catapult them to mainstream fame. Yes, we're eccentric and spend our days running around with cameras filming vignettes featuring our parents, but we don't even know which one of us is going to be the writer or the director yet.
God.
Between figuring... Between figuring out our writing process, our vibe, and the well-connected Hollywood family friend that will pluck us from obscurity, there's just so much to figure out before we have to create our own uncut gems and send it to festivals by the time we turn 18. Mark added that the pressure to become an amateur filmmaker has only been exasperated by the fact that their cousin had already been accepted to the Berklee College of Music and preemptively offered to score their first short.
Of course they did.
So even though it's an Onion article, I could easily see this being a real thing. That's the thing.
I know. It's like it's getting real specific with the details.
We sure this guy's name's not Ben Wise?
Oh God.
I know. It might be.
Man,
It might be Ben Wise.
Quick side tangent about Ben Wise, right?
Yeah.
I was looking through and I was like, man, they got that Lord of the Rings like 4K theatrical cut that's coming out. And I was like, man, I would love to own this. Like that's one of that's one of the movies that like I would actually like to own because I love that series. Mm-hmm. However, the 4K theatrical Blu-ray of that is $89.
What?
Right? $89.99. What the actual fuck?
How many do you get?
You get it's a 7-disc set, but you get like it's the 3 movies. It's yeah. Like doesn't include The Hobbit, which is fine because the Hobbit trilogy kind of sucks dick. So that's
Whoa.
The book is fine.
I also hate the Hobbit trilogy. I like the book.
The book is fine.
Makes no
the book
sense.
is great, but it didn't need. But like they literally,
it didn't need to be a trilogy. It makes no sense.
Okay, maybe not, but
I mean considering that book is shorter than
the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's shorter than the Fellowship of the Ring, the first book. And it's got 3
It's like
movies.
half the size of the Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah. So like it's way shorter. It's a children's book and they made it into 3 movies, whereas the Lord of the Rings they only made it into 3 movies, and that could have been like 9. But I think the movies are great.
It's disproportionate. I have the same opinion. I agree with you. Like it's still a good story. I love The Hobbit, but it didn't need to be 3 of them.
So I guess if they had included The Hobbit, that maybe that price would have made sense, but since they're not even including that, then that's a lot.
And the thing is,
it looks
like it looks so good because like this is the first time it seems like there's a nerdy thing to say, but this is the first time they actually got the colors right.
Oh
like,
yeah, you were showing me
because
that
it's the actual theatrical cut, and it's kind of like the Star Wars issue. You know how like you can't really find the real actual Star Wars without all the edits and bullshit,
right.
So that's kind of how this is, but this is actually like the real theatrical, how everything's supposed to look cut, and it's fucking gorgeous, and I want it, but it's fucking $89. Come the fuck on.
Yeah.
You know Ben Wise gonna get that shit. So.
Ben Wise, work out a payment plan, Ben Wise.
So, since you just did a whole bunch of reading, well, you want to go in the middle? Because unless you got a really good, do you got a good ender? I don't know. Do you got a good ender?
I mean, it's probably a middle one.
Probably a middle one.
Yeah.
So mine's probably a good like let's get us into the relationships one. Like, so it's just kind of like a meaty asshole one, but I don't know what that means.
I feel
meaty
like yours
asshole
is probably a good ender, whereas mine is kind of like mediocre.
Well, I'm okay with mine.
Mine's actually mediocre.
I think one of us should go first.
Yeah.
Sushie's read a lot, so give your voice a
Stop reading.
rest. Yeah.
Okay. So my relationship is how to rebuild trust with my husband 14 years together. And I kind I kind of wanted to go over this because I got some thoughts.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for those thoughts.
So I, 42 female, have been working from home since March, whereas my husband, 43 male, was furloughed. So he's been free to do what he wants with his time while I've been working full time. Husband began engaging the online community as he has a variety of interests which are creative and online in nature. This was all fine, and I knew he had met new people online, but the trouble began when I found out he had gotten close to one friend in particular, which is a younger woman, 29 female. That, in and of itself, could be okay, but the betrayal hit when I discovered the two of them had video calls late at night after I'd gone to sleep. Then I found out he had a secret folder of pictures of her saved on his computer. I asked him to show them to me, and he did. They were all just from her socials, and none of them had nudity, but there were 150 saved over several months. He deleted all the files in my presence and then deleted it from the trash can. He says the relationship with her is platonic in nature, but the betrayal is over the fact that he has hid all of this from me. He's going to continue talking to this woman, even though I have asked him several times not to. How do I move past this and trust him again?
Don't. You just don't.
So,
that was a juicy one, Sam. I don't know what you're talking about. That was not mediocre.
was it juicy?
Pretty juicy, yeah.
Oh.
That was pretty fucking juicy.
I didn't think it was juicy.
Escandalo.
I didn't think it was that juicy just because it seems like a regular ass like situation in which a woman just does not trust her husband anymore, and she's just generally asking for some advice, which we see all the time. How do I move past this? Which is she's probably not.
She's probably not. It's not platonic because I don't save pictures of my friends on a secret folder on my desktop that's hidden behind a password. You know, like that's not platonic
a folder
shit.
called Don't Open.
Don't open this.
A folder called like No, really, stop.
Don't ever open this one. I would
totally
also like to know if the person he's talking to knew that folder existed.
Yup. So,
You know, I want to know like what side.
So this was the one comment
This
that I
belongs.
kind of like saved and stuck out to me. So someone
Okay.
said, I'm not sure I understand this part of your story. Is it 150 photos of her only, or is it photos of events with her like amongst them? Because the first option is indeed creepy. So the OP replied and said it was 150 files of her. Some were photos, some were thumbnails for her YouTube channel that he was photoshopping for free, and some were audio files for her channel that he quote unquote warmed her audio for. This originally came to my attention when they did a YouTube video collab, and it became clear that they were much closer than colleagues. Some of the photos he'd saved were pics she sent him asking which ones she should post on her Instagram. Along with her files, he had other files of women on his computer that he'd saved over the years. He's a pack rat and tends to never get rid of anything, digital things included. We spoke, and he's realized this is part of a bigger problem he has, and we're trying to work through it. I truly believe it was an emotional affair, and he's trying to atone. We are also going to speak to a marriage counselor. Is anyone out there married and had their partner have an affair, sexual or emotional? I'd like to hear stories of what happened, especially if you were able to get past it, because I know it's possible if both parties are willing to fight for the marriage. This man is 100% a mod in 20 fucking female streamers channels.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So here's what I want to talk about. Here's what I want to talk about. So almost every relationship I've ever been in, there's been a folder of photos. And I want to know what the fuck it is with dudes saving photos of women.
Right.
I want to know. Also, this is part of a bigger problem. Yeah, you got a fucking problem with saving creepy photos of women. What the fuck, dude?
Why do you have a fucking folder of women, you weirdo?
Why do you have a folder of women? Like,
I want to know if that woman knew that folder existed. I want to know that. That doesn't make it better. I just am curious.
So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking, what if it's literally the whole like, okay, yeah, I can make a YouTube thumbnail for you. And like she did indeed send him some photos, maybe from like, you know, an Instagram or like wherever the hell out there that she's got, and he was supposed to cut them out and like make whatever. But instead of doing all that, he just saved them in a folder and hid it from his fucking wife, right? Like she even said like
150 of them, that's way more, you know, like that's way more than you ever need for something like that.
That's too much. That's too much. And they're video calling after she goes to sleep. That's an issue.
That's a huge issue.
That's a huge issue. I don't think that she'll be able to move past this. If they both want to work on it, good for them. But I don't foresee anybody coming back from this because, like,
no,
he's decided to spend his time doing this.
Mm-hmm.
They've been together for 14 years. He has decided to spend his time doing this when he could have been choosing to spend his extra time with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole fucking folder of picture. Like, look, you want to keep a folder of fucking porn on your computer and like fucking strippers and porn stars, like that's fine. Like in my opinion, that's fine. Do whatever the fuck you want, right?
It's different. It's completely different.
It's different than
you're not having a relationship with a porn star.
It's different than saving a fucking photo of women you can literally walk by like anywhere in the street. And I'm not saying that porn stars aren't real women,
but they're portraying a role.
But they are literally like actors.
Entertainers.
They're entertainers.
Yeah. They're portraying who a porn star is isn't who they are as a person.
Yes.
Whereas this girl, this is who she is.
Yes.
Like she's working. The porn star's working. Yeah.
Yes, she's working. She's actually doing her job when you save a photo of her.
Good luck ever recognizing a porn star outside of a porn. Like,
right.
I mean, really, like.
So like the problem is when you save an everyday social Instagram fucking photo of a woman just literally just living her life, you know, hey, I'm making coffee today, and like you save it in your secret fucking folder so you can what? How many times has he opened it and just looked at it? You know, like this is a fucking issue. This is a fucking issue. If you're not getting enough attention, maybe that's your fucking problem.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
It is creepy. It is creepy. And I feel like now, I'm not saying that the relationship was like, you know, all completely platonic, because it probably wasn't, but I bet you the woman didn't know that folder existed.
So there, you know, with that in mind, it's kind of interesting, especially with like all the different fields that we kind of like dabble in. You know, we've all seen how people get and the attachments that they get and the crushes that they get on the, oh, like, I can help you with this and all this. You know, like, it's very common to see that kind of shit, right? It's very common. I guarantee there's a lot of dudes out there who have saved a lot of fucking streamers' pictures or YouTubers' pictures and shit like that, which it's even weirder if the person is either helping them or is also a streamer or something, because like you're in that same bubble together, like saving the fucking pictures of the girl at work, you know, like you all go to the building together, you're all still working there together, you know, like it's too close to home.
Yeah.
But I will say, don't trust any dude that mods for only women and multiple women.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
If you're a dude and you only mod for women and you mod for multiple women, don't trust you. It's creepy. I do not trust you.
I don't, right.
Like.
And they just continuously prove my point.
Mm-hmm.
They just prove me right every single time. I've never been proven wrong by what we're saying right now. It's only a matter of time. It's always only a matter of time before I go, oh yeah, saw that coming.
Yeah, it's so this is one of those things like they can have a talk and they can try to figure it out, and she can confront him, which she already did.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I don't know how you move past that stuff, because like.
Well, here's the thing too: is she already said, "Please stop speaking to this woman," and he was like, "I'm probably gonna keep talking to her."
Then
he's already made his decision.
So where do you go from there?
Exactly.
He already said no to what she wants.
Yeah.
From like.
You've basically said that this woman is more important than your wife. Yeah. Because.
Right. Correct.
Like your wife is literally saying, "Hey, this makes me really uncomfortable," and you're saying, "I don't care." Like,
because these are the options. You're absolutely right, AJ. These are the options. It's a completely parasocial relationship. She's just a person on the internet that he has a crush on and whatever, and it's not reciprocated. Let's say in a perfect world, that's what's going on, right? Maybe she's using her, a wink or a smile to get some free labor. Okay, whatever. I can't say anything about that. That's the best case scenario, right? That it's a fake relationship and it's on his end. But even worse is, so if like, say that's the best case scenario and he's still like, no, I'm going to keep talking to her. So he's putting a fake relationship, best case scenario, in front of his wife's actual real feelings in the real relationship that he's in. But we all know that it's probably an emotional affair.
Yeah.
and
At least on his end.
Here.
I believe it's on his end. I can't say for her.
It could be.
Yeah.
and here's
I need more information.
Yeah.
And here's the thing too. Let's give this man purely for the speculation, the benefit of the doubt here. It's not any of that, right? And that maybe because he's trying to get more into this stuff himself too, he's going about it in the quote unquote networking way. Like, oh, if I keep up this connection, it could be good for me if I can branch off and do my own sort of things. So let's just say in this hypothetical situation, that's what he's doing. It's still inexcusable, because if you are deciding to put your like fucking weird, you're deciding to put this above your wife anyway, you're still putting something above your wife. Even if at the very end of the day, it was like, no, listen, I'm just doing this so I can, she's got a big audience and maybe I can get a little bit of that audience and it can help me grow and whatever the fuck. Even if that was the fucking case, if she's uncomfortable with it, that should be enough to say,
hard stop.
Hey, you're fine. You're right. I'm done. If it makes you uncomfortable, done. But he's choosing. So either
he said
way,
no.
It does. Yeah, either fucking way, it's either the bad egg of emotional, like the emotional cheating, or it's the you don't give a fuck about your wife and you only care about your own fucking growth and whatever the fuck while you're furloughed and she's working and bringing home money.
Yeah.
So like, there's no real winning there. It's just not good. That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. That's a shitty story. I hope she realizes sooner rather than later that situation's not going to work out.
Yeah. I would like to see an update to that at
I
some
would
point.
too, honestly.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
I do hope that there is an update.
Well, you want me to do mine and then you want to go last, Sushie, or you want to go next?
Mine's short.
Okay,
so,
sure. We can go ahead and go with yours.
Okay. Mine is titled, Is Love Enough?
Also a romantic comedy, apparently.
Is love enough? Me, 25 male, and my girlfriend, 23 female, have been together for 6.5 years. Well, we already know where I
Good
stand
Lord.
on that, but we didn't get there yet. I'm this person with all of myself, but I've been having some negative emotions about our relationship. She wants to settle down and have a family right now.
Good
She's
Lord.
23, relax. And I've still got several years of school left, 1 year of undergrad, 3 of postgrad. I want us to get married and have kids, but I feel like my timing isn't quick enough for her liking. And in my mind, there's some growth in certain areas that she could embrace. She has this thing about how much time we spend together, which I totally get, but she does this thing where we'll discuss what's going on, agree upon when we'll see each other, and if anything at all delays that or prevents that from happening, she'll get really manipulative. She and I don't have anything in common except for the life we've lived together so far, which has been mostly pretty great. But we've been finding that she doesn't do a very good job of being understanding of me and the things that I want. And back to the growth thing, she doesn't have any friends other than me. If I hang out with my friends 50-50, it's going to be a problem. She gets offended that I don't want to spend all of my free time with her like she does with me. This is like make or break timing. And I don't know what I should do. I love her and I don't want to hurt her and I want to be with her. But these are some things that I've told her and I'd like her to work on and aren't getting any better. Thanks in advance for any insight. Break up. First of all, you shouldn't be thinking of like, she's 23, you're 25, you don't need to be getting married. It doesn't matter that you've been together for 6.5 years. Your brain just came together. Hers is still working. It's still in the oven. Like, If your partner doesn't have any friends, that's such a red flag.
Oh, yeah. She's put.
Oh my God.
She somehow has put her all into this relationship, and now she is realizing it and getting upset that he doesn't put just as much. What she thinks is just as much effort.
Yeah.
Which it seems like maybe his end is kind of healthy, whereas hers has been overly obsessive with the relationship.
Yeah, and like her relationship seems like her personality. And I get it. 6.5 years, that's a long time. Like that's a legitimate amount of time being like, are we going to get married or not? That's a time sink. However, I can guarantee that they should not have been together for this long. 6.5 years and you're 23, my dude?
Yeah.
My guy. Like, are you fucking dead ass?
Yeah, I've been in situations where I've dated people who were like had no friends and were very obsessive over just the fucking relationship part of things, and it only gets worse. It literally only gets worse as time goes on, because anytime that you're trying to hang out or have your own free time, or you're like it starts falling into those categories of, hey, you said goodnight, why are you on Twitter? You know, as you start getting into that bullshit, and it's like, yeah, because I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore. Take the hint. You know, like I shouldn't have to spell it out. It should be like, hey, I want to do my own thing. Like, well, why are you posting on Twitter? Because I fucking want to.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Like, you start going into that kind of territory, and it's not healthy.
And now she's getting to the point where she wants to like literally lock it down and start having a family and babies and stuff. And that's the thing too, is like if a person like that is obsessive about a relationship and she has no friends right now, if you guys start having kids, it's only going to get worse from there, in the sense of like, now she really isn't going to have any friends. This baby's going to be the only thing that like...
Yeah, her kids are going to be her friends.
Yeah, and that's a problem for her as well. She needs to have other people to be able to reach out. You know, your partner cannot be the only fucking person you talk to.
No.
It just can't.
No.
You have to have an outside network.
Absolutely, you have to. And she gets manipulative if he hangs out with his friends, but she doesn't have any of her own. Like,
yeah.
Yep. Red flag central.
Why would someone not have friends? Because they suck. That's really...
Yeah.
I've never met anyone who really has no friends that didn't end up being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's a red flag.
It is. It makes you question, like, there's a difference, and like having like those friendships. Like, I mean, like all of my friends are pretty far away from me. You know, like they're all people that like I'm close with, but none of them live around here. And that's just because I fucking moved all over the country. Right. But like I'm still friends with these people, and I still keep up communication. We still talk and keep each other like informed what's going on in each other's lives. But there's a big difference in like just having absolutely nobody else to talk to. Like everybody needs an outlet. Everybody needs to have somebody else to talk to. And it's unfair to your fucking whomever you're with to just constantly dump all of that energy only onto them. Like
and be their only source of entertainment is you. That's exhausting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. So this is definitely something they should just kind of be like, well, I mean, it is gonna be tough because it's been 6 years, but they should.
Yeah, I get it. It's been 6 years, but you shouldn't have been together for 6.5 years.
It's not an easy fix is the problem. And it's not easy. There's not really a way to get somebody to fix that, because this is somebody who, especially because of when the relationship started with her being a teenager, she hasn't had any like lessons or learned anything about like how these fucking social relationships should be working. It's just this is the only thing she knows. So like she hasn't had any time to fucking learn and go, hey, this is like not okay what you're doing. It's not okay to make me feel bad that I have friends or whatever, or guilt tripping me.
Yeah.
Like, that's awful.
And again, I've been down that road, and it fucking sucks. Like you lose a lot of friends that way. You lose a lot of connections. You lose a lot of friends. You lose a lot of everything because you're constantly being guilt tripped or gaslit into feeling bad about your own fucking decisions. It's really unhealthy and just gets more and more toxic as things go on. So
it's only gonna get worse. She's only 23.
Yeah, they should definitely split now. Like
break up, dump them. They're toxic.
Yeah, dump them. They're toxic.
That's my professional opinion.
I'll bring us all home here with one that I've got numerous thoughts on. My family are threatening to disown me if I keep my baby.
What?
The OP is 25, female.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
I am 17 weeks pregnant. Originally, when I told my family, they were very happy for me and supportive. Until 2 weeks ago when they found out who the dad is. He is my ex, and my family absolutely hate him because, in my dad's words, quote, he's a disrespectful little shit who thinks he's better than the rest of us. So,
could be true.
When we were dating, my ex clashed constantly with my dad and older brother. And my family, my dad is used to everyone doing what he says and not standing up to him. But my ex is outspoken and stood up to my dad a lot. So, my family absolutely hated him and were ecstatic when we broke up because they saw him as disrespectful and arrogant. So, when I found out I was pregnant, I purposely didn't tell them who the dad was. I didn't even want to tell them. I didn't even tell my ex initially because I knew things would get messy when he found out. I finally told him 2 weeks ago, and even though I asked to meet him outside in public, he turned up at my parents' house unannounced. There was a huge argument, which ended with my dad threatening to call the police on my ex. Now, my family have been constantly pressuring me to either get an abortion, which is shocking considering the fact that they're all very religious, or to put the baby up for adoption if I can't go through with an abortion. The pressure got so bad, I had to go back home just to get space from everyone's constant nagging. When I left, my dad told me that if I chose to keep the baby, my family would have nothing to do with me. He said that they wouldn't be tied to a man like my ex or his family, and when he got bored of me, my family wouldn't be there to pick up the pieces again.
Good Lord.
I've spent the whole time crying my eyes out because I don't know what to do. I want to keep this baby, but the thought of never talking to my family again terrifies me. I also don't want to rely on my ex, and whilst I know he'll be a good dad, I don't want to expect too much in case he disappoints me. What do I do? How can I fix things with my family? TLDR, my family absolutely hate my ex and are no longer happy about my pregnancy after finding out he is the father. Now they're threatening to disown me if I don't get an abortion or put the baby up for adoption. So,
wow,
this is a fucking roller coaster, and
wow.
There's so many thoughts here, right? Because one, I want to know what the time frame was of them breaking up versus when she got pregnant, right? Because in my head, it wasn't that much time. It couldn't have been that much time. Therefore, who the fuck did they think was the father? They were okay with some say they broke up and then a couple of weeks later she's pregnant. They're okay with some random fucking dude they don't even know, getting their daughter pregnant. That's fine. Keep the baby. We're happy for you. But if it's this guy, then no. That seems a little weird to me just because of the timing of everything.
Yeah.
But there's also, there's people who ask questions, why did you and your ex break up? And they said, we had a fight because my dad told me my grandmother was seriously ill and was desperate to see me whilst we were on vacation and told me to come home immediately. And my ex said they were lying and that if I went, it would be over. I went and we broke up. So they said, can you elaborate more on why your dad doesn't like him or his family? My dad doesn't like anyone who argues or stands up to him. My ex did a lot. He thought my family took advantage of me and is very vocal about it. He also didn't really care if my dad heard him say these things and would outright argue with him in front of my entire extended family whenever they had a difference in opinion, which my dad felt was incredibly disrespectful. My ex's dad is similar to him, but he also has some influence connections, so my dad felt like he was threatening him on a few occasions, which he definitely was. What has your ex said about the situation about you being pregnant in general? He was happy about the pregnancy and fake sympathetic about everything else. Why did you wait so long to tell your ex? I wasn't sure how to tell him, and I knew that there would be drama on both of our families, or if both of our families found out. So, digging deeper into this, it turns out that the grandma that the family was like, "Oh yeah, she's dying." She wasn't actually dying. So the ex is basically So the ex is literally saying they're fucking exaggerating. This is bullshit. Don't go. And if you go, it's over. She went, and it turned out it wasn't, the grandma wasn't dying. She was sick, but it wasn't like that bad. It was just whatever the fuck, right? My opinion on this is that given just with the bare minimum information we have, I think the ex and the family are trash.
Yeah, I think everyone sucks here.
Yeah, like, because it sounds like one of those situations, the family sounds very fucking manipulative.
Yes.
Based off of what.
But so does he.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I say both sides, or both of them suck here. Because, like, the whole, like, if you go and do this, it's over. Okay, but you don't know. What if she actually was dying? You know, you don't know that.
Someone said, sounds like her abusive family perfectly primed her for an abusive partner later in life to me.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like and that's kind of unfortunately like a big vibe that I'm getting to, which you know.
And I do kind of, I don't know, I the whole idea of like this religious family being like, you need to get an abortion because we don't like this person. Why are you bringing?
Here's the thing. When you first brought up the title, I was thinking this is young. She's fucking 25.
Exactly.
Like, if she wants to keep her own baby, that's her fucking...
She can keep her own baby.
She can keep her own fucking baby. Like, you don't get a fucking say in that anymore. Sorry. Like...
Yeah, she's not like 14.
Are you kidding me?
Like...
Yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird.
It definitely sounds like a lot of people are saying like the more she talks, the more it sounds like the boyfriend is.
Okay. Someone said, was your grandmother seriously ill or was your boyfriend right? She was ill, but it wasn't as serious as they made it out. So he was in the right. So,
like the more she comments, the more like Reddit in general and people are basically saying like it sounds like he's actually pretty normal, but he saw the abusive behavior and he was calling it like that's what. But
he's manipulating her also.
Yeah.
But
But like based off of what because she keeps commenting more and more and more, and it basically changes the story a little bit more each time.
Yeah.
So like they're saying like, okay, so it sounds like maybe he saw a manipulative family and he's just been like openly like this is bullshit. However, there are some things that like it is hard to look past like with the whole like.
So someone said, oh, honey, your ex was trying to stand up for you. My parents were exactly the same with my hubby because he started showing me how controlling they were. Sure, he shouldn't have given you an ultimatum, but he probably didn't know how else to get through to you to see they just were likely trying to throw a spanner into your relationship because he took you away from their reach.
And that's the thing.
Maybe he did like no. Ultimately, he shouldn't have said, "You do this, we're over." Right? That's 100%.
Yeah.
But maybe he had gotten to that point where he was like, "Fucking nothing else reaches her." So maybe I do have to fucking
Well, and there's also that whole mentality of at a certain point when you go, I need to look out for my fucking self.
Yeah.
Because if you're sitting there and you're watching your fucking girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever get constantly abused and manipulated by your family, it's going to have an effect on your own mental well-being too, because who are they going to come dump all that negative energy on? You. And your whole thing is, okay, well, you can stop this. You're fucking 25. Who gives a fuck about your family? But people can only take so much. So I don't agree with the ultimatum, but I could see why he could be like, this is the last straw. Like, I can't handle this anymore.
Yeah. Someone said, I think you should pull an Uno Reverso. You're a 25-year-old woman, so tell them if they can't support you or your child, you'll disown them. You're giving them far too much power. Also, don't stress yourself out too much. It's not good for the baby. If you're happy with your baby, you're happy with your ex, and it's okay with it, and he's okay with it too, they have no say in this. Your body, your baby, your life. Also, the fact that they're willing to terminate a fetus because they hate the father is very alarming. It says a lot about them. Whether you do go through the abortion or adoption or not, I think you should really consider raising a child. Really reconsider raising a child around them regardless of the father. Because that's the thing, is this dad he sounds very controlling, right? He is the head of the household and you don't disagree with me in public and don't undermine my authority. And now he's trying to regain his control over his 25-year-old daughter who doesn't even fucking live with him and trying to control her life. And that's a fucking issue. That's a problem. Cringe. And it's disgusting. Cringe.
And this one also nails this. Is everyone's forgetting the point of this post. It does not matter how and why. No one has the right to tell you what you must do regarding your pregnancy,
Right,
nor what
in
you
your
must
body.
do to earn their love or be a part of their family. Do what you feel is right without anyone's input. If you want the baby, then you have your answer.
Exactly.
And that's ultimately the fucking end all be all of
Yeah.
it. Like, and as a 25-year-old woman, hopefully she can reflect on that and go, damn, hopefully that can be a fucking slap in the face, wake up call, and she can go, yeah, I want to keep this baby. Because she
Yep.
sounds happy about
Yeah.
it. So fucking keep the baby.
Yep.
Because if she gives it up or she gets an abortion, but she wanted to keep it and she does it for them, it will haunt her
She'll
for her
resent
whole,
them for the rest of her
resent the
life.
fuck
her
out of
whole life.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. She will resent them, but she will also she will be mad at herself her whole life. It will never go
Yeah.
away. That will never
Absolutely,
ever
that's not
go
worth
away.
it.
Like, so fuck anyone who forces you into doing anything like that. Like, this family is trash. I don't know about the boyfriend. Maybe he is too, but regardless, if you think he's going to be a decent father and he's not upset about the baby, then at least you have that going for you. Like,
Right.
the people put so much fucking stake in their families, and it drives me absolutely fucking nuts sometimes. Like, I say that like it makes it like when I say it makes it seem like I have like a terrible relationship with mine, which I don't. But I don't agree with this whole fucking mentality of like, oh, well, family first, blood's thicker than
Yeah.
water and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, you make your family. Your family is your relationship and the kid that you have, and that's your family. The people you grew up with, you share fucking blood with them. But you know what? They can still be pieces of shit because people are people, and they don't get a magic exception from the rule because you have
It's
the
true.
same dad. Like, they can still turn out to be a piece of shit. And people get so like, it's like, I don't know if it's just like a human thing or if it's an American thing or what, or a cultural thing, but like, we're all so conditioned to like give our families way more passes than they fucking deserve, purely based off of what?
Based on blood.
Yeah, based
It's
off the
so
fucking
weird.
fact
I agree
they're
with
family.
you.
It's fucking stupid. Like, grow
Yeah.
the fuck up. Make your family with make your family out of the people you love, not the people you're fucking forced to.
Right.
That's my tangent.
I agree with you. I follow that philosophy.
Yeah. Just because you're family doesn't mean you need to like accept their abuse and their bad behaviors towards you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Family is a social construct.
Oh my god.
What an episode.
Right?
Yeah. We've been
What
over
an
here like
episode.
slowly battling off both the dogs because they keep coming over, and Koji's twisting himself in all the cords, and I'm like, he's like getting on my headphones, so I keep sleeking down, hoping he's not gonna like pull it away from me. And now Minda's over here, and I think they're saying it's time to get the fuck off the computer.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Go make some dinner.
yes. So hopefully you guys enjoy this episode. If you have stories you want to share, you know where you can do it at. Contact at everyonesucks.com or hit us up on Twitter, ESH Podcast. We also love to read your comments if you leave them on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or iHeart or literally anything, leave us a review, leave us a comment.
Yeah, rate us.
Rate us.
It really helps get the word out about the podcast. And
Yeah.
the more people we
It
get
helps
to
the
talk
algorithm.
to, the more people we get to talk to, the more stories we get. Always send your stories to us. We want to hear it, even if it doesn't have to be about you. If you saw it on Reddit, you want us to read it and give our opinions, and send us the freaking screenshots.
We're
or
down for some weird shit. We're always down to experiment.
give us some shit, damn it.
Yeah. But
I love making fun of strangers on the internet.
Yeah.
Come
We
on.
all do.
My only talent. Feed into it.
Yes.
that being said, we will catch you guys all next week for more episodes. So goodbye.